RTV. We back with another episode from the biggest and the best podcast in the whole entire universe. I'm Rich Amani again as Pretty Boy Rory, and I'm with Psych. Unfortunately, my boy couldn't make it today. So it's just a solo ep today. It's just me today. It's just me, Us, just like how Jay Uso says it. But yeah, we're back with another episode. Vid couldn't make it, but that's cool though. The show must still go on. The show must still go on with or without him, with or without me also. I think we want to build this to the point where the show goes on even if we are not there. We'll always be there, but like even if we are not there, the show must still go on, and that is what's happening right now. I would like to think that Vivid would also do the same if I was not available. He'd also shoot a solo episode if I'm not available. The show must always go on. We keep going, guys. We are serious. It's 2026, you know? But yeah, enough of the rambling, just like how we start every single episode. Playlist of the week, music of the week. What have I been listening to? And guys, please type in the comments what you guys have been listening to. Let me know. I want to know. Plug me, because I will read your comments. We will read your comments, okay? Plug us with artists that you guys have been listening to, new artists that you guys have discovered, because I feel like this is a one-sided relationship, you know? This is a one-sided relationship. We are giving you all of this game, this music taste. We're giving you a glimpse into what we listen to for the week. Mara, you guys are gatekeeping. Is that fair now? Like, seriously, is that fair, guys? You guys are gatekeeping your music from us, but we should just give it up to you guys. We will give it up to you guys. We'll toot it up for you guys. Pause. We'll toot it up for you guys. Pause again. But like, you guys must toot it up for us too. Pause. Depending on who you are, though. But like, yeah, toot it up. Give us one artist that you guys have discovered this week. What have you guys been listening to? What have you been tapped into? Even if you just feel like plugging us. You know who actually plugged me? I think I've mentioned it in a previous podcast. Matthew, he plugged me. He plugged me with Benny the Butcher, Tanner Talk. He told me to go and listen to Tanner Talk. That, like, you guys should do that too. The rest of you guys too. But type it into the comments. What have you been listening to? I'm rambling again. Let me just get into what I've been listening to this week. I've been listening to a lot of Majid Jordan. He was here actually. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about Majid Jordan coming to South Africa for the first time in how many years? They said 7 years, something like that. And yeah, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to the Milk and Cookies Festival. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Majid Jordan. I've been listening to a lot of R&B. People like Robin Thicke, Usher. Specifically from Usher, like there's this song called Red Light. And there's this song called Seduction. Oh my word, guys. Let me tell you something. Seduction from Usher. It's so good, bro. It's incredible. Seduction. Since you were riding. Oaks, trust me. That song is a banger. Go listen to it. You need to listen to it. It's so amazing. So I've been listening to Red Light, Seduction from Usher. I've been listening to Robin Thicke, specifically this song called Sex Therapy from Robin Thicke. I was about to sing right now, but like, yeah, no, it's so good. I've been listening. There's this artist also. His name is Scissorface. He's not a new artist, but I just newly discovered him recently, and oh my golly gosh, oh my golly goodness gracious me. It's so fun finding artists that have similar interests to you, like you guys know that I'm into superheroes, I'm into wrestling, I'm into, football. You guys know fashion and all of that. Now, Scissorface is also into superheroes. He's into some anime. He's into wrestling too. So he's got some wrestling references. He's got some superhero references. He actually reminds me a lot of MF Doom, hey? Like super duper good. I wouldn't say like the way he rhymes or the way he raps is as good as MF Doom, but it's very similar to MF Doom, and you could see that he has been heavily inspired by MF Doom. His music is great. His rhymes are incredible. He's got a good flow. His beats, he's very underground because he's got some underground artists there that he features on some of his albums, like this guy called Mayhem. I wouldn't say Action Bronson is an underground artist. I'd say he's like an in-between, but he's got a song with Action Bronson. He's got a song with Conway the Machine. Bro, Scissorface, I think I'm gonna put up I'm gonna try to put up a picture or whatever. But yeah, you guys should listen to him. He's great. If you like superheroes, wrestling references, if you like West Side Gun, basically, if you like that whole type of MF Doom type of music, listen to Scissorface. Trust me, you will never go wrong, and you won't go wrong. You'll thank me later. Another guy that I've been listening to is Future. I've been listening to a couple of leaks of his, some old leaks that he had. And yeah, I've been listening to that. You guys know how much I love Future. Future's my guy. I don't want to say he's in my top five. Let me say that. I do want to say that. Let me not say I don't want to say. I do want to say that Future's in my top five for sure. You see? So I've been listening to a lot of his old leaks. Oh, yes. You know who else I've been listening to? I've been listening to A$AP Rocky. So in preparation for his album that he just released this Friday, I think it's called Don't Be Dumb, I've been listening to a lot of A$AP Rocky. He's like very psychedelic rap, He's I love his music. So I was very excited for this project that he released this Friday, and I like it. It's a cool project. I think I still need to listen to it more. There's not a lot of songs that I can take away from that project with it, which is not a good sign, and I shouldn't be saying that it's a good project if there's not a lot of music that I would listen to, because so far I only like one song, and that's the Drake diss. I know he says it's not a Drake diss, but we both know. We both know that it's a Drake diss, bro. We both know, bro. We both know. Who else are you talking about? Who else are you talking about, bro? Come on, bro. We know it's a Drake diss. So we just want you to be very open and upfront with us when you're dissing someone. We know you were subliminally dissing him, but that song is great. But I still need to listen to it more before I can gauge where I stand with it. I've been listening to V's also. Oh, guys, if you guys don't know V's is a Detroit Michigan rapper, bro. And he is incredible. He hangs around like people like Lucky. He's in and around people like that, like Lucky. I don't know who else. Maybe, who else can I say? Babyface Ray. He hangs around those types of people. So yeah, his music is great. You guys should check him out. I've been listening to Sade too. Sade Adu. Oh my goodness. There's this song that she has called Cherish the Day. Oh my gosh. It's so good, bro. Cherish the day. I won't go away. Won't catch me. Oh my goodness. It's such a phenomenal song, bro. It's such a beautiful song. She just makes great music, I love oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm so sorry. There was like a wasp. There was a wasp that almost attacked me. But yeah, Sade, Cherish the Day. What a banger, bro. Oh my gosh. She's incredible. She's phenomenal. Her jazz, like the jazz and her very soothing voice coming together just makes a perfect combination, bro. It equates to something beautiful, something amazing. you know. So I've been listening to a lot of that. Okay, this is the last one. I've also been listening to a lot of the internet. Oh my goodness, guys. The internet. Oh, Sid, the lead singer Sid. Oh, she's incredible too, bro. She's great. Her voice is so soothing. It's so comforting. It's so bro. I know Sid gets a lot of hands, bro. I know for sure. With that voice, it's so beautiful. So I've been listening to their old project. I listened to their I mean all of their projects are old because they haven't been recent. They haven't been releasing since 2018. We need more music from you guys, you know? We need songs like Come Over, you know, Stay the Night. Oh, we need Girl, songs like Girl. We need that, guys. Come on, please come back. We need you. And come to SA too, because you guys have a large audience here. Milk and cookies, do your thing, guys. Bring the internet if you can. If you can. If you can. If you can. Now, pivoting onto, I mentioned Milk and Cookies, and I wanted to talk about the Milk and Cookies Festival that brought Ghana here. Well, Ghana was the main act, you know. That was the main act. So Ghana went to Cape Town and was here in Johannesburg. So they host the festival there in Cape Town, and they also hosted here in Johannesburg. So last year, right, I went to the Cape Town one, and I had an incredible time. Shout out Milk and Cookies. It was raining there, but like I still had a great time. My shoes, my Nike Air Forces were messed up. They were muddy. They were all of that, but I had a great time. So you guys know how to really throw a good festival. So I don't know why I decided not to. Okay, I do know why I decided not to go to this year's Milk and Cookies, but I bitterly regret not going to this year's Milk and Cookies. First of all, it wasn't raining, so there was no mud. Okay, that's already better than last year's one. Okay, I wouldn't say the music is better than last year's one, but weather-wise, that's already 100 times better than last year's one, because last year we suffered in the rain, but the music was so good that we didn't mind suffering within the rain, you know? K Tronada's set was incredible. Even the sets leading up to the main act of K Tronada, they were good too. Even the after party at Truth was incredible too, you know? So they set out a good thing. And this year I missed it. Now, I feel like the stars weren't aligned for me to actually go to the Milk and Cookies Festival to go and see, because there's only one thing that I wanted to see there, to be honest. I just wanted to see Majid Jordan. Bro. And when I realized that they were bringing Majid Jordan, it was already late. The ticket prices were already 1,000 Rand. And I'm sorry, when I saw that Majid Jordan was only performing for 45 minutes, dude, I don't want to pay 1,000 Rand for me just to go and see Majid Jordan for 45 minutes, bro. You know, because I'm not a Ghana fan, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm a Ghana fan. And all the other artists, I'm not a big fan of the other artists too. So I was literally only going to go there to go and see Majid Jordan. And I was not going to pay 1,000 Rand to go and see Majid Jordan, you know? But I truly regret not going, because they had an incredible set. They had an incredible set. Everyone is raving about the Majid Jordan set. There's memes, there's videos of people saying, hey, we came to see Ghana. But Majid Jordan stole the show. We came for this artist, but Majid Jordan stole the show. So I'm very, very bitter about missing that. And knowing, guys, oh my word, I'm actually so pissed. The fact that Majid Jordan played Her, which is one of my favorite Majid Jordan songs. Actually, it's my favorite Majid Jordan song of all time. They played the song called Her, and that was the opening song of their set. Guys, the FOMO that I had when I saw on my friend's status that they played Her as the opening song of their set. Dude, yo, I was so heartbroken. I was so heartbroken. I cannot tell you how much I love that song. If I do get married, right, I'd want that song to play at my wedding. I want Majid Jordan to perform that song at my wedding, bro. and I want to perform with them while I'm serenading my wife. You know what I mean? So that's how much I love that song, and the fact that they opened the set with that song was it made the FOMO even worse, bro. And hearing also the set that they played "Waiting for You." Oh, I don't know if they played "Eyes Closed," but my gosh, they played some of their old bangers too. They played it. I'm sure they probably played Summer's Over interlude. They have to. They have to. It's one of the biggest songs that they're involved in, you know. Also, Just Hold On, We're Going Home, but they sang their part. They played that too. Oh my goodness, guys! The more I'm talking about this now, the sadder I am, because I didn't get to go in and watch them. But yeah, bitterly disappointed that I couldn't go to the Milk and Cookies Festival. But shout out my homie, Oreo. I don't know if you're watching this. Thank you so much, bro. Or should I call you by your government? Yeah, nah. We don't do government names on RTV, bro. We only do code names on RTV, even though like my name has my government also in there. But like we only do code names here. So I'm just gonna refer to you as Oreo. Shout out Oreo for video calling me while Majid Jordan was performing, bro. Wow, what a homie. What a homie. I've got friends that went to the Milk and Cookies Festival and they watched Majid Jordan perform. Did they video call me? No, they didn't. They didn't. They didn't video call me. But Oreo did. Shout out Oreo. You such a real one, bro. Thank you for video calling me during that performance. But yeah, apparently they had the best set there also. I think that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard that they had the best set. And of course they did. They were playing bangers, bro. But yeah, Majid Jordan, please don't be shy to come back to SA. You guys saw how much we love you. Even though you guys are part of a whack-ass label, record label, I feel like OVO needs to... Yeah, let's actually jump on the topic of OVO, actually, guys. As a record label, OVO as a record label, they have been terrible. They are a terrible record label. If you are an artist and you want to sign with a record label, I'm sure you know you do not sign with OVO. OVO has mishandled, mistreated. I don't know mistreated, but mishandled is a. I think it's a much better term to use or better word to use to describe how they've handled their artists. And OVO has mishandled so many artists, bro. They fumbled so many artists. I'm so glad that Abel didn't sign for OVO because he would have been mishandled too. I feel like people like Majid Jordan, they've been mishandled too by OVO, even though they keep releasing bangers. I think if Majid Jordan was under a different record label, they'd be even way bigger than they are. Or if they went the route of Abel, of doing their own thing. Look how big Abel is now. Abel is like one of the biggest artists. And I don't want to say that Majid Jordan isn't as good. I don't want to say that Majid Jordan is as good as Abel. Of course not. But they're very close. They're very close. But not a lot of people are as tapped into Majid Jordan as they are to Abel. And I think if Majid Jordan wasn't part of OVO, right? If Majid Jordan wasn't part of OVO, they would have been even bigger. Their trajectory would have been so good. Like, they would have been incredible. They would have been a household name. You know what I mean? OVO as a record label, I don't think it's a great record label for artists. I don't think they're doing... OVO is just for Drake, guys. In my opinion, it's just for Drake. Which other huge OVO? I think Majid Jordan are the only big stars that have come out of OVO, other than Drake, of course. But Majid Jordan, what happened to... Was I Love McCannon? That guy that guy that sang... What's that song? Tuesday with Drake. Wait, was he part of OVO? I think he was part of OVO. And where is he now? You know? So, yeah, OVO and the mishandling of artists. You guys are on fraud watch, OVO. You guys are on fraud watch. And Majid Jordan, guys, free yourself from OVO, guys. Go independent. I don't know. You guys have incredible music to be able to... Your discography is good enough for you guys to be able to be even bigger than you were when you were part of OVO. Okay, enough of the music talk. Now on to the fashion talk, because I've been rambling about music for now close to 20 minutes. Okay, so on to fashion. So this week was Milan Fashion Week, and the only show that I was tapped into was the Ralph Lauren show, the Polo Ralph Lauren show. Damn, that's a mouthful. The Polo Ralph Lauren show. That's the only show that I was tapped into. That's the only show that I saw news about, actually. So that must have been a show that stuck out. And when I tell you that this show was so good, the pieces that we saw on that show was incredible. I mean, it was the pieces that they had, they were very youth inspired, very Gen Z, modern trends inspired, like they had slouched beanies, like I'm literally wearing a balaclava, but in a slouched way. And they had slouched beanies, and that's incredible. The knitwear, oh my word. Polo never goes wrong with their knitwear. You know that, like, what you get in with Polo is incredible knitwear, and that's what they had on the show. There was this knitwear that I saw that was like rugby, like, those rugby shirts, right? Rugby shirt inspired Polo, a rugby shirt inspired knitwear. Dude, like, do you know how crazy that is? Do you know how insane that is? Like a rugby inspired knitwear. Dude, that is so incredible, bro. But yeah, they had rugby jerseys there during the show. They had racing jackets, like varsity jackets. Their style, like the main themes of the show was very they centered around modernity, like modern fashion. They of course touched on the things that make them who they are as like a core brand, which is like knitwear, which is like accessories like ties. They had incredible ties on display also. So they were very modern but still in touch with at the core of who they are as a brand. So they had the knitwear, the ties, the preppy style, So they had preppy, they had sports jerseys, like rugby jerseys that they were styling, that they made clothes out of. It was incredible. The show was incredible. The racing jackets, the varsity jackets, the preppy style, the ties, the sweaters, the cut off vest sweaters. Chef's kiss. With that show, I realized that they were targeting the younger demographic. They were targeting us. And they caught my attention, bro. So they literally did the right thing. They did what they had intended to do. They achieved what they had intended to do, which is target the younger audience. And they managed to do that. And I'm very happy. They caught my attention. I was like, wow, these are beautiful pieces. The pants, beautiful. Like they had this blazer, this Scotch blazer, and it was like brown. Oh, again, touching on that blazer is not modern, right? But like they still were doing pieces that was in touch with who they were as a core, as a brand, as this preppy style brand. Oh my goodness. Guys, please go check out that show, that Polo Ralph Lauren show. It was incredible. It was beautiful. The pieces, yeah. The accessories were gorgeous. Ties. I feel a type of way about ties, guys. I feel a very type of way about ties. I forgot to mention in the previous episode that ties are one of the things that I want to stay in 2025. Because I feel like we've overdone ties now. As an accessory, we overwore it. Ties were the most worn accessory in 2025. I'm telling you. Ties and slouched beanies. That's why Polo Ralph Lauren, their show centered around, like, you'll see it has like a modern side to it. I know I'm repeating that, but like ties are a trend that has been overdone, especially in South Africa too, because there's like I don't know how to describe it, but you go to a festival, you go out, you go, let's say, to Rosebank, or you go to wherever where people are required to dress well. People will be there mixing ties with their streetwear. I feel like we know the type of outfit that I'm talking about. You know, they're wearing a tie with the zip up hoodie, with the jorts or with the baggy pants and Timberlands. That's the perfect, that is the Joburg fashion, social media fashion archetype. If you want to see someone who is very much into fashion through the internet, right? That is, you'll see that through those people that wear the jorts with the tie and the zip up hoodie and the fitted cap, and they'll wear the fitted cap backwards, or they'll wear like a tracksuit, like a great tracksuit, and it's a set. The tracksuit is a set, so it's like great joggers and the gray zip up hoodie, and they'll wear a tie with that, and they'll pair it up with Tim's. Guys, let's leave ties alone in 2025. Okay, let's leave them alone. And I'm also feeding into that. I'm also feeding into that whole trend of ties. I need to stop. I'm complaining about it. Am I gonna stop wearing ties? Hell no. Am I gonna stop making outfits with ties? No, I'm not. I'm still gonna continue doing that. You know what I mean? But I'm feeding into that trend of wearing too many ties, because I also wear ties. I also make outfits out of ties. And yeah, ties stay in 2025. But yeah, that was the fashion side of things. I told you guys I wanted to keep it brief, short, and simple. Just talk about the Ralph Lauren show. I'd rate the Ralph Lauren show a good 8 out of 10. A good 8 out of 10. It was that good. And I think you guys should check it out too. And yeah, let's move on to football. Now that we're on the topic of football, one of the things that I wanted to touch on was, why do Manchester United players do incredibly well after they leave United? You know? Only Sancho is one of the other people. He's one of the other players that actually they didn't do well. They actually got worse when they left United, which is crazy. But yeah, why do players that leave Manchester United end up doing exceptionally well at the clubs that they go to? You know? And I think it's such a nuanced topic to talk on, because I don't think it's as easy as, oh yeah, Manchester United is a cursed club, and if you go there, you just automatically do terribly. Because there's players like Bruno. Bruno is a good example of going to United and you do incredibly well. Players like Lisandro Martinez, you know, I know he's had a lot of injuries, but most of the time when he's playing and he's playing for us, he's doing incredibly well. So I don't think it's just a matter of like, you know, those players leave. When they leave, they feel like the shackles of United, and they feel like they've free from the shackles of United and they can just fully express themselves and just be the best player that they are. It kind of is like that, but it isn't like that also at the same time, because I think that Manchester United is such a big team. And I'm not trying to be biased. I'm actually just being honest. We are one of the biggest teams in the world. The media targets us, you know? If you want a popular story, if you want views on YouTube, you talk about Manchester United. If you want high level, like a high amount of attention from people watching, you hate and you talk about Manchester United. Manchester United gets you the clicks. So when everyone has their eyes on Manchester United, when everyone is literally just bashing Manchester United, everyone is writing a think piece about Manchester United, how Manchester United is in crisis, that gets into the players' minds. That affects the players, you know? Like, even the pundits, even former Manchester United players, right, who are pundits now, even they know that talking about United in any way, mostly in a negative way, gets you views, and that's what they do. I wouldn't be surprised if Sky Sports was saying to Gary Neville, I want you to only talk negatively about Manchester United. I wouldn't be surprised. And then they pay him for that. They're like, okay, we want you to talk negatively about Manchester United and we're going to pay you here. You guys will be paid just to talk negatively about Manchester United. And then the pundits do that. These ex-Manchester United players, they do that. They talk negatively about Manchester United, and then it affects the players and how they play. I doubt there's no Manchester United that can play freely. That's why when they leave and then they realize they go to another club and then they realize that the media pressure or the scrutiny is not the same as it is at Manchester United, and they're much more free, they start playing better, you know? Manchester United players get attacked every single week. Bruno Fernandes, you got Roy Keane telling people that Bruno Fernandes is not a worthy Manchester United captain, when Bruno Fernandes has been our best player since he signed for this team. You know what I mean? He says he's not a great captain. You've got people like Gary Neville who are bashing players like Sesko. You don't need to bash a player like Sesko, guys. You don't need to. He's young. He just came from the Bundesliga. But he's clearly, and you can see with the games, if you watch Manchester United games, he's clearly better than Gyökeres. Even Arsenal fans will tell you that Sesko, they wish they signed Sesko instead of Gyökeres. But here you've got Gary Neville, who's putting this unnecessary pressure on this 22-year-old kid. For what reason? And you telling me niggas like that, people like that, like Gary Neville, aren't getting paid to talk negatively about Manchester United? Bro, these guys, they're getting paid to do that. And now it's adding unnecessary pressure to Manchester United players. And that's why they don't perform well. And when they leave, they end up performing incredibly well because the scrutiny is not the same. You go to Manchester United and you end up becoming depressed because of the pundits, of the noise outside. And also how the club is ran, the culture within the club is slightly broken. It's not stable, you know. But that's something that's okay, man. That's okay. That's fine. It's just the outside noise. Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt talking about Lisandro Martinez, how Haaland is gonna pocket Lisandro Martinez. Why, dude? Like, you don't need to do that, bro. How they talking about how Maguire should play ahead of Lisandro Martinez at the Manchester derby, when we know that Maguire has been, like, every time that Maguire plays and Haaland is playing, Haaland always obliterates that guy. He finishes him, you know? And you want him to play Maguire over Lisandro Martinez, when we know how good Lisandro Martinez is. We know how good his passing is. By the way, guys, I'm recording this episode just before the Manchester derby. So, yeah. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm protecting my peace. I wanted to come into this recording with a lot of energy. I don't want you guys to see me very sad and down and, you know, melancholic and stuff. And I have no energy to be able to entertain you guys because I just watched Manchester United. So I'm protecting my peace. I just saw the lineup right now, you know. And all I have to say is, what is Michael Carrick doing, bro? What is Michael Carrick doing? The Manchester... Oh, bro, it's so ass. The lineup is so ass, bro. Maguire, it's literally in defense, it's Maguire and Lisandro Martinez. I wanted Lenny Euro there. I know Lenny Euro has not been playing well, but I feel like Lenny Euro is one of the players that could kind of deal with the pace of Haaland. If Lenny Euro could deal with the pace of Kylian Mbappe when he did in France, he could definitely deal with the pace of Haaland. You know? Because Maguire cannot do that. Every time when Maguire plays against Haaland, he's run riot. Like, Haaland can just zoom past Maguire. But yeah, I saw the Kobe Maino's playing. I'm very happy about that. Casemiro's playing. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, Ugarte needs to rest, guys. Ugarte is our worst player. Ugarte and Dalo. Dalo's playing there on the right side. I can't wait to have Nus and Naswa Mazraoui back, bro. I genuinely cannot wait to have Nus back from AFCON. And moving on to the attack, this is a bit weird. I don't understand what is Michael Carrick doing, but we'll see. You guys will let me know because this episode is going to come out after the Manchester derby, but like, you guys will let me know. if this actually worked. He's playing Dogu as a left winger. Michael Carrick is playing Dogu as a left winger. Mbumo as striker. Cool, I get that. I fully understand that. But why not play Cunha there? Why not play Cunha there as a left winger? I know that Cunha hasn't been playing well, but like you should play Cunha there. You know? Who is Dogu gonna cross to? Mbumo is not tall enough to be a striker to be able to dominate in the air. He's not good enough. I mean, he's not tall enough. He's good enough for sure. I can see he's going for like a counter-attack mentality when I'm looking at the squad. But still, though, play someone like Sesko so that someone like Dogu has a target man to be able to cross the ball to. What is this? What's going on, Michael? What are we doing? You know? Bruno's there in the 10, cool. And Amad Diallo, he's been a star. He started off the season very terribly, but he's growing into the season and he's getting better and better as time goes on. He's getting better and better, so which I'm very happy about. You know, we'll see how the match is gonna go. City's lineup is looking incredible, of course. Haaland there, Foden there. I don't know if Shirky's there, but like I think Shirky's there too. Shakira's there. Who else is there? Anton Semenyo. Wow, what a player! What a star! I'm actually very jealous that Anton Semenyo picked City over Man United, but he picked the right choice. He picked the right thing because look at Man United now. We are in crisis. We are suffering, bro. Our manager was, Ruben Amorim wasn't fantastic at Manchester United, but he was improving. But also at the same time, you take that with a grain of salt. What was he improving from? It's very easy to improve if you finish 15th last year, or if you finish 16th last year. It's very easy for a team like Manchester United, the caliber of Manchester United, to improve on that, you know? So it was easy for him to improve on that. This is the first time that Manchester United had ever sacked a manager while we were improving. But again, you're improving to what? From 15th to what? You're 6th. You'll be 6th on the log. It's not much of an improvement. And we're 3 points away from 12th. You know what I mean? So it's not much of an improvement. It's an improvement though. But still though, I wouldn't say that he was rightfully sacked. Right? But I'm not surprised that he was. And I'm not sad that he was. It's just that I think that he was building something incredible. And I think he should have been given much more time. That's what I think. I don't think he was wrongfully sacked. I don't think that he was rightfully sacked also. I think he was just, he was sacked, you know, for saying things that you shouldn't be saying to your boss, basically, you know, because football is like any other industry. It's like any other company. It's like any other industry. Like I said, you talk wrongfully to your boss, or you talk a type of way to your boss, or you talk crazy to your boss, bro, you're getting fired, bro. Especially if you talk like that about your boss in the meeting and also in the press conference too. So you not only did it in private, in the private setting, but you also did it in public about the company that you're working for. You know, you're saying that you're not here to be the coach of Manchester United. You are here to be the manager of Manchester United. Yeah, you could say things like that, but you can't say things like that, bro. You can't say how the board is not backing you, even though they're not doing it. You can't say it. But also Ineos are wrong also for not planning properly. This manager who finished 15th and you bought like 5 players for him, now you sacking him in the middle of the season. Does that make sense? Ineos, that does not make sense. So they're also on fraud watch. Ineos is also on fraud watch. We're watching you guys. But yeah, I don't have any high expectations for the Manchester derby. We'll see how it goes. I hope that Manchester United play well. I hope we play with unity. I hope we're brave. I hope we're not just going to sit back and allow City to have all the ball. I hope we counter-attack well. I hope we take our chances. City are very dangerous, especially with Anton Semenyo, bro. Semenyo is a very clinical striker. He scored 10 goals already this season. That guy has Haaland fearing that he might come for Haaland's golden boot, you know? He's an incredible striker, and we need to be wary of that. Anton Semenyo has already scored multiple times against us this season. He's already done that. He's already smacked us multiple times. And now he's playing for City. Phew. So I'm just wishing and hoping for a good game. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Also, City, they just signed Mark Gahey. That's incredible. That's insane. For 20 million. Guys, what is City doing? Like, seriously, what is City doing? They've just signed Mark Gahey for 20 million. That's a steal. They signed Ryan Shirky for 30 million earlier this season. That's a steal. They've got Anton Semenyo and Mark Gahey for like, what, 80 million? That's a bargain. That's a steal. Mark Gahey has been incredible. He's been a rock for Crystal Palace. Everyone wanted him. Real Madrid wanted him. Liverpool wanted him. Arsenal wanted him. Everyone wanted Mark Gahey, bro. And the fact that City has managed to get him for 20 million, which makes sense because his contract is about to end at the end of the season. So it makes sense that you're gonna buy him for 20 million because that you can use that as leverage. You can use his contract ending at the end of the season as leverage to say, yo, this guy's contract is about to end and he's not gonna renew. So you're gonna take any amount of money that we're gonna give to you, you're gonna take it. Because he's not gonna renew and you don't wanna lose him for free. So any amount of money is going to be good enough. Enough of football. I wanted to move on and talk about what you consume on social media and how that heavily impacts your reality. You know, this is the last topic that I'm going to touch on before I cut it. But yeah, guys, please be wary of the content that you consume on social media, bro. Because reality, right? It's all about perception. It's all about you. It's all about your experiences. Your experiences mold and shape your reality. So watch the type of content that you consume. Because when you watch the content if you watch any type of content, right, what you are consuming from that content is people's perception of their reality. And what they experience is completely different to what you will experience. You know what I mean? Their experiences are different from yours. So these people are sharing their experiences. And now you are consuming their experiences. And now you think that their experiences is what reality is. When reality, to be honest, is subjective. And I mean that in the manner that like you experience reality completely different to how I experience reality. You know? So if I'm giving you my perception and my point of view of how I experience reality and you consume that, and because your mind shapes up your reality, right? You consume that, you think that is how reality is, and now my reality becomes your reality. Instead of you making and molding your own reality and experiencing things yourself, you know? We've got content like, you know, these people, these red pill guys that are bashing women, right? They're bashing women. They've had these negative experiences with women. And now they're telling you about their experiences. And now you haven't had any experiences with women. So you're taking their experiences as fact. And now you thinking, oh, every woman is out to get me. And because your mind molds reality, right? Your mind shapes reality. It starts to manifest in that way, where every woman that you come across is a terrible human being, or it does this or does that, because you consumed someone's reality, you know? Instead of you going outside and having that experience yourself, you know? Your perception is now molded by another person's perception. Now you guys share the same perception, and it's a negative perception of that person or of said experience, You know what I mean? So it's important, guys. Please make sure to experience life by yourself. Make sure that you make your own experiences. Make sure that you mold your own perception of reality. Go experience it yourself. Go experience life by yourself. Don't experience life through other people, because that's not going to end up well for you, you know? You're going to have these negative mindsets. You're going to have, like, imagine you consume life through social media. You'll have a negative experience of women. You'll have a negative experience of men. Or you'll have a negative viewpoint of these certain things. You'll have a negative viewpoint of men. You'll have a negative viewpoint of women. You'll have a negative viewpoint of white people. You'll have a negative viewpoint of black people, because you are consuming multiple experiences. They're not your own experiences, you know? So, guys, please be careful. Please watch out. Watch what you consume. Take everything with a grain of salt. Don't believe every single thing, because what you think and how you view yourself and how you view reality, right? It manifests into your reality. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense. But what I'm trying to say is that I want you to make your own experiences. Go experience life by yourself, okay? So that you can make up your own perception, so that you can make up your own reality. Because reality is all in the mind. Everything, literally all of this is a mental game, guys. Vivid said it in previous episodes. All of this is a mental game, okay? So what you think manifests into reality, which leads to me also moving towards the whole topic of stop your negative thinking, you know, because that's also shaping your reality. The way you think shapes your reality. That's why you need to watch the things that you consume, because the things that you consume, they make you think, and those thoughts end up manifesting into your reality. You know, all of this is a mental game. Everything that was built, everything that you saw was a thought. It was a thought. The pyramids, it was a thought. A laptop, it was a thought. A phone, a computer, the TV, couches, buildings, those were all thoughts before they actually manifested into reality, you know? So think positively about yourselves, guys. Think positively about yourself. Think positively about experiences. Don't think, if you're going into an experience, think positively before going into an experience. You know, don't think negatively, because the negativity will be attracted to you, and you'll only attract negative experiences if you think negatively. So if you think positively, like, yes, I'm gonna have a great 2026, or you just think I'm having a great 2026, watch how that manifests. The universe will find a way to manifest that for you. You'll have an incredible time. If you compare life of people that always think negatively, they might say that, oh yeah, but we are being realistic. And you compare life to someone who's always thinking positively, you're gonna see that they live two different lives with different experiences from one another. They're having more fun, you know? Like yesterday, I was at the gym, right? I normally don't go to the gym on Fridays, but this time I decided to I decided to go to the gym on a Friday, and I met this guy, right? So as I was like changing, right, he's also changing here. He looks at me, he's like, dude, what's wrong? Why are you so sad? You know, why do you look sad? It's a Friday, be happy. And I ended up deflecting, and I was like, I'm not sad. No, I'm not sad. I'm good. I'm really good. But I was just deflecting, you know. And he was like, don't be sad, man. Life is too good. He has like a positive view on life. And I'm about to tell you the things that he's experienced in life, right? He has a very positive view on life. He views life very positively. He's a person, when I was talking to him and I asked him, oh yeah, how are you? He's like to me, I'm blessed. I'm like, damn. I'm gonna start saying that now. When people ask me how am I, I'm gonna say I'm blessed. And I asked them, I was like, what are the things in your life that you have that make you think that you're blessed? And he started listing just things that are given to us, you know? Like, he's like, I've got friends. I've got good, he's like, he's got good friends. He's alive. He woke up this morning. That's in and of itself a blessing. How can a guy like that, who views life in that, from that perspective, how can a guy like that have a negative experience of life when everything of his is so positive? You know, he was telling me he's had a good life. He's traveled around the world. He's met people. He's met like very important celebrities. He met Nelson Mandela just after he came out of prison, before he became president of South Africa. You know how crazy that is? You know how crazy that is? I get why he said that he's blessed. Because and the things that he's blessed with, right, aren't even things that he's done in life. It's things that he already has, like that everyone has. Like he's very happy that he gets to go to the gym. He's very happy that he's had a good life. He's very happy that, and you could see it in his face. His gratitude made him look younger. The guy was 60 years old. He did not look a day over 40, bro. On my life. This was a white guy, by the way. You know? And I'm not saying that like white people age poorly, but like some of them do. Most of them do. But he looked phenomenal. He looked great for his age. And that's the gratitude. That's the always thinking positively. Always looking at the positive side of a negative experience, you know? He said this guy, man, that conversation literally opened up my eyes. I mean, I already knew it, right? That you have to think positively for you to live a positive life, right? For you to live a good life, you need to think and view life in a positive way. But like seeing it from, like seeing actual anecdotes of that, like seeing a perfect example of that. This guy, he met the Prince of Saudi Arabia. Now, you can have negative thoughts about Saudi Arabia and all of the labor laws and all of that and the slavery that happens there. But like meeting the Prince of Saudi Arabia, that's insane, bro. That's insane to me. So yeah, guys, before I end this, I'm going to leave you guys with, you know, not words of wisdom, but think positively about yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Please don't beat yourself up. There's nothing good from beating yourself up. Yes, you might get motivated from beating yourself up. But like nothing good comes from that, because you end up becoming the negative things that you say about yourself. You know, be confident. Tell yourself that you're confident. You know. Because when you play that mental game first, when you play the mental side of things, when you think positively first, then the positive experiences will manifest into reality, because everything starts up here, you know? So think positively about yourself. And yeah, this is the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the solo episode. You know, let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite part of the episode? Was it me rambling about Manchester United? Was it me rambling about how I wished I had gone to the Majid Jordan concert? Please plug us with the song playlist of the week. What have you guys been listening to? All right. And yeah, I'm Rich Amani getting as pretty Rory. Let me go watch Manchester United and this fuck-ass derby. And yeah, remember, always think positive about yourself, because only good can come from that. And yeah, see you guys out.